Mary, thank you so much for joining us on CommBank Newsroom. How's it being back in the CommBank Matildas camp?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I've been being out for the last 9.5 months. I didn't know if I would get back in time, so just really grateful to get this opportunity. And I think it just makes me even more grateful for all the people that have helped me along my rehab journey, because I wouldn't be back if I didn't have that support.
How are you feeling at the moment? Are you feeling fit and ready to fire?
Yeah, I actually feel really good. I think after getting my first minutes against Chelsea, I then had a few little bumps along the road, so I missed a couple games, but then on the weekend got to get my first start. So that was really good for the confidence and really good just to see how the body feels during a game, but also pulling up afterwards. So yeah, I feel good being in here, and I think the heat's really going to help because, half the issue is my knees being frozen. So yeah, just excited to be out there.
Yeah, that Manchester weather must be
not
so
great.
tough.
Don't recommend it.
You've said that during your ACL injury recovery that it reignited a passion for football. Can you talk me through that process? Why was that?
I think because I've just been playing football for so many years, it becomes such a routine, and I think it's easy to lose the joy in it when you're just doing the same thing over and over again. And I think not having heaps of time off makes it harder to stay as fresh and energetic coming into work every day and trying to perform. So I think for me, whenever I've had time away from the sport, it's always given me a fresh perspective on how lucky I am to be playing it and doing it as a job. So yeah, having this time out, it's allowed me to just mentally also have a bit of a break. And I think in rehab as well, you're so focused on the details of being a footballer rather than the game and performing. And I've really enjoyed that, just appreciating how much my body does for me on a daily that I would not really recognize. But because I've had to go through all these small movements and tick those boxes, it's just opened, my eyes to so many little things that my body does, and it's just made me more grateful for that. So yeah, it's been great. The girls at City, I love being around them as well, and so since coming back, everyone's just been so excited for me, and yeah, that's been heartwarming as well. So yeah, I think I've just had a good 9 months out of it where I've been able to switch off from football and enjoy stuff outside of it as well, and now I just feel really ready to be back in it.
Yeah, rediscovering a lot of the Manchester cafes, because you love your coffee, don't you?
I love my coffee, yeah. I mean, the weather there makes it hard to do a lot of stuff outdoors, so cafes end up being a bit of a lifeline for me, where I just get out, get a bit of social time, but also just stay awake because it gets dark at 3 p.m. So yeah.
Well, you've got a fantastic barista here as well.
I know, it's been great.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Women's Asian Cup. During your ACL injury recovery, does that serve as a huge incentive and motivation?
I think when I first got injured, there were thoughts about potentially not making it back in time for that. But to be honest, I think after that, I just started enjoying things outside of football that I didn't really pay it much mind. I think I really enjoyed working with the physios at City because they're really transparent about the fact that rehab can take longer than you expect. It can just have different challenges at different stages of that process. And I think just keeping it really open and honest helped me, because I was I just have to take it week by week, and I might go really well in one phase of the rehab and then potentially struggle in another. So from the get-go, I was I just want to be back feeling 100%. I don't want to put a timeline on this and then feel like I've rushed my rehab. So I feel really happy that it's just worked out that I've been able to do both, where I've been able to come back feeling like I am 100% and I have taken enough time to heal properly, and that it's also happened to be in time for the Asia Cup. So definitely in the last couple months where it's been closer, I'm oh, this is it's getting close, I could be back for it. And that was a little bit like stressful at times because I was like, oh, I feel like I'm trying to rush that. But again, it was just really nice to be around people who could just steady me and put like my best interest first. So yeah, it's just happened to work out, which is great.
During that time, you also released a new book. Why was it so important to share your story?
Yeah, I think for me, like, I think mental health has been like a really big learning point for me. I think, especially in the last like 5 or so years, I think it's been something that I've struggled with, but then have also like found a lot of support in trying to understand myself better and be able to look after my mental health in a better way. I think for me, like, it's just something that I've really connected with because a lot of people around me also have struggled with that. And I just started to do like quite a bit of research on it just to try and understand myself a bit more. And when I saw like a lot of the statistics around mental health, I think it felt quite reassuring that like there were a lot of people out there that felt similar ways, but I think it also like struck a chord in me where I was like there's so many people that are struggling with this, and I had never really like heard that many people talk about it before. And so yeah, I just thought that, you know, with my platform and with the knowledge that there are a lot of people struggling, and I think a lot of young people struggling in particular, I just felt it would be worthwhile if my book was able to get into the hands of even one person who might read it and think differently about their own life. Because it definitely helped me in my own journey to hear other people share about their story. So yeah, I don't want this to sound like it's an autobiography. I'm like, you know, read all about Mary Fowler, because I couldn't care less really about sharing that. But
I think a lot of people would want to read that though.
but I think it just wasn't really my intention to create a book like that. Like I've never asked about the sales or anything, because I'm like, it's not really why I released it. Like it just felt like it helped me in understanding my own journey a bit better.
Was it therapeutic for you?
It was. I think just being able to articulate my own experience in words that I felt were true to my experience, I think that was really therapeutic, being able to do that, because I think that's a big challenge for a lot of people, is like they want to say how they're feeling and tell someone about their experience, but they can't find the words to properly describe that. And so I think having to write about it, it gave me the space to write something down, think about it, see if that, you know, felt right, and then read about other people's story and see if, you know, maybe those words felt better in describing my experience. So yeah, it's been nice. Like, it was a great experience. It lined up well with my injury, gave me something outside of it to do. So I'm proud of what it ended up being.
Well, during the 2023 Women's World Cup, you became a household name, obviously because of your incredible performances. You were even the second most Googled person in Australia. How are you feeling with the pressure of that? There's going to be a lot of eyeballs, or do you thrive when it comes to that?
I think I've definitely gotten better at minimizing pressure, because I just don't make things a big deal. I think players work differently with that, and for me, like, just treating games like they're just another game, like, that helps me to just not feel like there's any pressure. But I think, like, after playing in the World Cup on home soil, like, that was like such an amazing experience, and after that tournament, like, I got more consistency at the club, and then we had the Olympics, and it was a bit of a disappointing tournament, so I'd say I probably learnt more from that one. But then again, like, the following season, I felt like I took a lot of that growth into that season, and I felt like I had my most consistent season as a player. So yeah, I think for me, like, just training became so much more important. Like, I just put so much more value in putting full effort and attention into training, so that come game day I don't really feel nervous anymore, because I just trust what I've done during the week. But yeah, that's like come with like years of trying to figure out what works best for me, and I think it's also kind of grown in the same direction I've grown as a person off the field. Like I think I've just become so much more comfortable in who I am, and I just don't like having too many really big highs, so I like just being content with things, and that works really well for me. So just viewing games as just another game and not making a big deal out of it, it helps me to just stay at this nice level of just feeling content and just focusing on being grateful for what's in front of me.
So measuring your own expectations?
Yeah, pretty much. That's a shorter way to say it. Should have went with that.
Just thinking through what you were saying, and I was like, yeah, it all makes sense. You're measuring your expectations. I do want to ask as well, obviously there was Matildas Mania 3 years ago. It would be nice to see that again. Is it a source of motivation?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think at the World Cup, I think it took quite a few of us by surprise, like how many people really got behind us. And, you know, I think when like you put the jersey on, you know, like you're playing for the country, and I think sometimes you have to find your own connection to the country and why you're doing it. But I think at the World Cup, like seeing how many people were showing up for us, it was just like right in front of your face that like you're playing for the country. And so I think that definitely fueled us a lot more, because like it just felt like you were out there for something bigger than yourself. So I don't know like what to expect at this tournament. I think it would be amazing to experience some of the same feelings that we had during the World Cup. But yeah, I think everyone loves playing in front of a home crowd, so we're pretty lucky to have another tournament here.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we just spoke about measuring expectations, but what are your ambitions and goals for this tournament?
I mean, I think everyone comes into it wanting to win, you know, but I personally just don't like getting ahead of myself. I think in tournament football, things can change so easily. I think teams that you don't expect to do very well can turn around and beat teams that are expected to win. So I think you kind of just have to prepare for every game in the same way, and just remain humble. You know, I think there's always something to take out of each game, and for us, like that just means focusing on the Philippines for now and doing as best as we can to prepare for that, and then after that game we go from there. So.
One match at a time?
Yeah, I'm very big on not being too loud about your ambition.
Well, the whole of Australia is behind you, as you would know. Best of luck for the Women's Asian Cup, and I'm sure you guys will do fantastic.
Thank you, appreciate it.